like this, right? This is a magnet, and one of the reasons why, and I like to put it on strong sometimes, but sometimes I have to take it off of there because it doesn't allow me. But when you magnetize, when you click somewhere, like click here, see how it's magnetizing, it, magnetizing, because it's strong. I like, again, that's why I don't like to, and I'm gonna right click off of there and I'm gonna turn it to like weak. Now watch what happens. And let's open these up too. Let's open these candles. How do we open the candles? We just what? Use our mouse, right? And then we just kind of pull over to this, and we can just drag it over. We'll open this up, drag it over, and we just weaken the magnet. Now watch what happens. See how we click when it magnetized to that? Clicked and magnetized, magnetized, magnetized. That's exactly what we needed to do. And that just helps us be more accurate. Of course, accuracy is very important. You can be off some milliseconds in your whole chart throughout the future. I want you to picture yourself writing a book. The other side is all white page. Nothing's there, right? This is how trading is. What's going to happen tomorrow? And you're going to see when you set this trade up, you already know. When you get that good, it's called capturing the grid, meaning you're moving when the banks are moving. You now see where they're going. You now see where it's highly likely they're going to come and return when it pulls back. You know how high it's going to go because it's going to hit one of your support and resistance. It's going to tell you to get out. But without accuracy, you'll always be off, frustrated, because you were too lazy to put the right accurate calculations on your strategy. Accuracy is highly important, and you just don't know what a beautiful weapon we have in this TradingView software that can create and help your accuracy. Remember, when I first started learning how to trade, it was all done on calculators, graph papers, pencils, and rulers, and colored pencils, pens. So each calculation had to be right for the next day. And when we went back 2 years, I don't even want to talk about it. One chart took me 2 weeks to create. Now you're having the ability to put a chart together in less than 3 days. 3 days, one chart. That's why I was only able to track 2 markets. Now I'm able to track 32 markets at one time. Technology is very beautiful, wonderful thing. So stay with me. Again, I'm not getting ready to sit here and entertain you. If you want to go be entertained to education, then I tell you all the time, feel free to go to some YouTube videos and whoever they want to listen. If you're still with me on this, that means you're serious about your future, you're serious about making money in the future, and you're serious about learning. No one is going to invest your money far more better than you are. So we right click and remove this. We're almost there now. Okay, so now we have uh, stay in drawing mode, stay out of drawing mode, stay in drawing mode. So you can take yourself out of where it doesn't do anything, and then lock. Lock is very important too. I suggest you remember your lock. You see how I'm locking it over here? And you also will have, let's just say, I clicked on the Elliott wave, created some waves, right? Okay, because this is not locked, look what just happened. See that? You just moved it. Now you're trying to figure out, where was I at? Somebody tell me how we're going to get back to where we was at. Remember our replay. Click on replay. Click on replay. Right? Click here. Click replay. It should actually take you, right? But if you right click, you'll see it's locked. Oh, okay, this is locked. That's why it's not moving. Click right here. Let's see. It was actually locked. So now it's unlocked. So you click there and you just unlocked it. let's see. Unlocked. Okay, so now you can move it again. You know? Okay, so now it can be moved. Well, it probably can't be moved. You know why? Because I have it locked over here, I think. Lock all drawings, lock all drawing twos, lock all drawing twos. So it's unlocked. Do I have this lock? Stay in drawing mode. Well, it looks like to me it's not letting me in there, but let's just delete it. When it gets to the point where it doesn't work for you, because it was only, you can remove it. There we go. Saves you a lot of time. Re-click. Bam, bam, bam. See that? Now we can continue to go forward. We wasted too much time on that. Remember, we only have so much time in the market to get this done. So there we have it. Right? Let's just say I move it. Again, it's not moving because it's in lock mode. Okay. See that? Okay, now we go. See how we just moved that through the replay. So if you ever want to get back, sometimes that replay will bring you back to your position. Okay. So, and you'll know when you're in lock mode because it won't move when you click and drag it. So we unlock. Now watch. See that? There we go. Sometimes it's not moving because the magnetize. You just gotta turn off that magnetize. All right, make sure it's weak. All right, see that? Now we got it moving. Right? And remember, we can move this whole thing. See how we just moved it out of place? We don't know where we were at. Accuracy is important. Go back to your replay. Bam, bam, bam. Voila. There you have it. So now you know how to readjust your settings of your measurements when you make a mistake, or simply just right click and delete it. Start over. You know where it's supposed to be because you're going to have the other software that's going to help you with your Elliott waves. Okay. Next we have this little puppy. Right? And this is just, I believe it's just hide drawing tools, hide indicators. I don't like to mess with this at all. Why would I want to hide the indicators that I need? Unless you're just trying to hide it temporary so you can look at some more other stuff if there's too much stuff you're looking at. But the purpose of me is why I told you we're going to have two charts side by side. So much information on one side versus the other side. Why? Because I understand there's a thing called analysis paralysis. Too much information on the eyes and too much information you're looking at can confuse you, but again, the beauty in technical analysis is once you understand your indicators, work with this charts, it's not going to be enough. You're going to be looking at it like the visual trained eye is supposed to see your charts. Okay, so remember we can also move these when we start getting down in this bottom area. We have the day, the minute. We can also come in this area when we want to switch it over to the day. Remember, if our charts get a little too far away, we can click year to date, and it starts from today's date, October the 28th, all the way to January of 2020, January the 1st, December 31st, where the new year began. That's what year to date means. We also talked about we had two favorite tools. I don't see the other one. A lot of times when you go to click on other tools, it usually will pop up. And most of the time it pops up when you actually start a new chart. Now watch what happens when we finish. There it is. See, we didn't see that earlier. It was gone. Now once we hit delete, that second tool goes away. Okay, so for this lesson, we're going to just set up what we need to set up on here to get a little idea of what these look like. We talked about we're going to our indicators now, right? We're going to open this up a little bit. We need Bollinger Bands, right? We got Bollinger Bands. Look at that. What we said we needed moving averages. We got one moving average right there. I'm only going to do one, but on this case, we're going to use four. And then you can see over here, it tells you what you got. BB, Bollinger Bands, 20-day close. We're going to recalculate and recalibrate those numbers. And the way we do that, we go into settings and we'll put in all the data we need. At this point, I don't want to do that because that's going to be done when we start understanding Bollinger Bands. Moving averages, we go to settings. We're on a 9-day close. What we're going to do is 10-day, we're going to do 50-day, we're going to do 64 days, and we're going to do a 200-day moving average, right? So that's how far we're going to go out on it because we're going to be dealing with day charts and we're going back 3 years on our information, tracking it back, charting back 3 years. So these indicators are lagging, of course, but they're going to confirm one another. So know that we're going to have around 4 Bollinger Bands. Bollinger Bands are pinches. You notice how it crunched right here and exploded? Out here it got bigger. This is a sign that there's something getting ready to reverse. And you notice they only happen on these reversals where they come in together and then they bust out. Let's just go to one that's really, really a good looking Bollinger. Here we go, right here. See how they just like it looks like a intestine, and somebody's just squeezing the intestine, and eventually, like people who get, I guess, want to lose weight and they kind of squeeze their stomach together so the food won't come out. And then when it does come out, it just bursts. The question is if it's bursting up or is it bursting down. I like to call it the shark is out the ocean. The shark is now heading into the ocean. The ocean is widening up. The shark is out. He's out in the ocean. Okay. So we got Bollinger Bands we understand it on this particular chart. All right. And I don't even personally like to use volume on this chart, but I will on this one. That's all I have on this chart. What I just gave you was 2 indicators, 3 or 4, maybe we have 5 indicators here, right? Where are we going to put the rest of them? What we said we're going to do is jump over to a second chart. Boom. There's our second chart. We have it. It's the S&P 500. That's what we're looking for. That's the first one. And let's go back to our favorites and continue. What we need is the MACD. We need relative strength index. Let's click that one. We need the MACD. Let's click that one. We need stochastic. Let's click that one. Get out of that. That's all we need. What do we have? Now, of course, remember I told you this is a free chart. There's no charge. They only allow you to have one window. This is where the beneficial of having more than multiple windows. That's why I pay $59 a month so I can have up to 8 windows. Because I personally like to split these windows in 2 because this is the same market with the information that we need. How do I do that? Now within these markets you can blow this up. You can see this little symbol right here. It opens and widens that particular. If you just want to really get a look at the RSI, look, there you go. We're going to color code these by the way too. So everybody's going to be on the same color code. So when you see these colors you know exactly what you're looking at too. Color coding is very important. See, so we're blowing them up. All right, that's done. Okay, we got all these RSIs and all this information where it needs to be. Okay, now how do we get, let's close our watch list. How do we close? Anybody remember? I'll wait a second. If you all have the chart right now, you should know how to do it. Click right over here. Boom, open, close, open, close. We got that. Okay, now what I usually do is, like I said, I can have 8 charts here, but since we're only dealing with one chart, I'm going to show you how to just shrink this. Remember, we can also, what did we say we can do? What did this little puppy right here do? Select layout, or was it, It's somewhere. Well, actually, this one doesn't do it. This particular one, we shrink it. Grab this one, and voila. I like to just put them like this. I like to take my charts and go neck to neck. This in particular, I believe, I don't know. Okay, here it is right here. Bam. See that? What a thing of beauty. Exit it. Get out of there. Same way here. You can open it all the way up if you want to really look at it. Right? Okay, but because we're putting these side by side, neck to neck, this is how your chart is going to look when you have 8 of them on one. But it's going to be 4 here, 4 here. And then on the other side, you're going to just put them both together. But I usually put 8 of these markets and take another screen and put the other 8 markets. But they're in line with the same 2 that you're looking at. Sometimes I overlap this because there's no need of showing anything. It kind of shrinks everything up right there. Sometimes I do it like that. So now you have your candles over here and your value. Even though you can see them right here, that's good. But this one I like to kind of blow up. I like to, and even sometimes I don't even like to have, I don't use this. I get rid of that. Yeah, this is all I want. I just want to show candles. And sometimes you're moving like this, you're too far. Let's say this is too far and you move, you can't see. Quickest way, year to date. See how quickly I got back? Okay. And remember, we're only looking, we're in a day chart, so we really don't need to go no more than 30 days back, 20 days back. And so this is what you're going to, and then same way with here. You don't really need, you just need about that much. That's all you need right there. And see, and that's the kind of thing you can lay in your bed and look at and enjoy and watch the market and put your um, support and resistance levels, which you haven't did. You haven't did your Fibonacci's. You haven't did your Elliott wave. Those are the extra 4 tools that you would have needed. And then what will we have, class? 14 indicators. You got 14 tools. You just built a house. It was sheetrock. We were all on frames, just like a carpenter. They have their toolbox, just like a technical analogy. You have your toolbox. And I hope that you enjoyed understanding the various different methods that your TradingView chart can do for you. We know that this can do over 101,000 things. We know that every carpenter has multiple tools to do multiple things, and we know that we have our tools and we're not worried about what all this chart can do. We just needed to do what it needs to do for us. So I hope you learned, because we're about to move into the lessons of setting up, understanding trend lines. We're going to understand Bollinger Bands and how they work, moving averages, RSI, volumes, stochastics, step by step, one day at a time. And once you start to get in the habit of setting up your charts, we're going to start talking about making some trades. We're going to start looking at the market. We're going to start having to understand our rules. We're going to start writing them down. So if you need any more questions, you know that you can go to ProReadinessTraders.com. You can call me, text message me, go back to the video. All right, that's it. As I always say, don't make me think. That's the theme. We want to make this as easy as possible. One good trade, one good trade, one good trade. Peace out.